Welcome back to Senior Health Stories, your trusted companion for living healthier and happier in your golden years. We're here to share expert tips, practical advice, and inspiring stories to help seniors thrive, no matter their age.
You think blueberries are a safe superfood? The truth might surprise you. Let me tell you the story of Clara, 78 years old, living in sunny Florida. Every morning she started her day with a bowl of oatmeal, plain Greek yogurt topped with a handful of fresh blueberries. To her, it was the perfect breakfast, nutritious, light, a way to love herself. But after just a month, she began feeling uncomfortable, bloated, tired, sometimes dizzy when stepping out to the garden. At first, she thought it was just aging or maybe the weather, but when her daughter, a nurse, asked in detail about her eating habits, a simple but surprising truth came out. You see, some foods sound wonderful, but when combined the wrong way, they can become a double-edged sword. Blueberries are a perfect example. They are rich in anthocyanins, antioxidants that protect the brain, are good for the heart, keep the skin beautiful, and support sharp vision. But the issue isn't the blueberries themselves. It's how we eat them, what we pair them with, and when we eat them. Like Clara, she had no idea that mixing blueberries with dairy yogurt, which contains protein and lactose, quietly reduced the absorption of the precious nutrients from the berries. The pain isn't just about one ineffective breakfast. The real pain is the feeling of trying to care for yourself and not knowing you're making mistakes. After years of caring for her husband and children, finally having time to love herself, only to feel unexplained fatigue. That nagging thought, what am I doing wrong? How many older adults ask themselves that every day? How many trust blindly in words like superfood and healthy eating, forgetting the most important thing, understanding their own body? I'm here today not as a doctor. I'm not handing out prescriptions. I'm not wearing a white coat. I'm standing here as a friend, a son, a grandson. I'm here to tell you, you deserve to live healthy, happy, to enjoy mornings watching your grandkids laugh, to walk in the garden without worrying about dizziness or headaches. We can't turn back the clock, but we can be wiser. We can love ourselves not just by buying premium foods, but by listening to our body, by asking, what do I pair this with? When should I eat it? How much is enough? And most importantly, if I'm unsure, do I dare to ask my doctor to learn more? Maybe you're sighing right now, thinking, one more thing I have to worry about? No, that's not it. This isn't a video to scare you or to tell you stop eating this, stay away from that. This is a gentle reminder, a hand on your shoulder saying, hey, you've come a long way. You've been through life's ups and downs. Now is the time to live smarter, not harder. Imagine waking up in the morning feeling light, with a calm stomach and a clear mind. Imagine walking your grandchild to the park, telling them stories without needing to stop midway because of exhaustion. Imagine looking at yourself in the mirror, no longer blaming your aging body, but smiling because you know you're doing the best you can. Clara, after learning all this, didn't give up blueberries. She simply changed how she ate them. Instead of mixing them with dairy yogurt, she used almond or oat yogurt, or ate them on their own, at lunchtime. A small change, but she told me, I feel like I've taken back control of my life. And that's exactly what I want for you today. Not a strict ban list, not a complicated diet plan, but a sense of agency, confidence, and joy. You don't have to be perfect. You just need one small step to start. And today's small step is joining me to explore 3 common foods that can reduce the benefits of blueberries or even harm health, especially for those over 60. I invite you to stay with me, because I promise, what you're about to hear isn't just information. It's a gift for your health, your joy, and your freedom.
I know when you hear the phrase, blueberries are dangerous, many people will feel alarmed. But take a deep breath. I'm not here to tell you to give up blueberries. I'm also not here to take away your small, simple joys, like the happiness of biting into a juicy blueberry, feeling that gentle sweet and sour taste spread on your tongue. I just want to help you look honestly at one truth. Blueberries have been praised a little too much. Yes, they're rich in anthocyanins, wonderful antioxidants. They're good for the heart, the brain, the eyes, and the skin. But what few people mention is that when combined the wrong way, you not only reduce their benefits, but sometimes cause your body unnecessary discomfort. Think about cow's milk. How many of us, every morning, pour milk over a bowl of cereal, sprinkle in some blueberries, and think we've got a super healthy breakfast? In reality, the casein, protein, and lactose in cow's milk, when mixed in the stomach with the anthocyanins from blueberries, can reduce the body's ability to absorb those antioxidants. It doesn't happen instantly like some lab reaction you can see, but over time it makes you miss out on the best that blueberries have to offer. Now, let's talk about cucumbers. Inside cucumbers is an enzyme called ascorbate oxidase. The name sounds technical, but its effect is simple. It destroys vitamin C. You might eat a salad with blueberries and cucumbers, thinking you're loading up on good vitamins. But in fact, the vitamin C from the blueberries is being quietly broken down right on your plate. And then there's pineapple. Sweet, refreshing, but also very acidic. For young people with a strong digestive system, eating pineapple and blueberries together might not cause problems. But for someone over 60, with a more sensitive stomach and thinner stomach lining, the acid from both can increase the risk of bloating, reflux, or even mild irritation if eaten regularly. A cheerful breakfast can easily turn into a morning of discomfort. This isn't a scary story. It's a gentle reminder. No one is telling you to give up blueberries. Let me say this again so you remember. No one is telling you to give up blueberries. Just eat smart. What does smart mean? It means choosing the right time. If you've eaten blueberries in the morning, save the cucumber or pineapple for another meal. It means knowing how to combine. If you want to mix blueberries with yogurt, choose a non-dairy yogurt or simply eat them on their own. It means knowing the right amount. A small handful, about 30 berries a day, is enough to get the benefits. You don't need a giant bowl. I know some people will ask, do I really need to pay attention to such small things? And I understand. Life already has enough worries. But think about it. You've come so far in life. Don't you deserve to have your later years feel lighter, more comfortable? Don't you deserve to feel healthier and stronger just from a few small changes in how you eat? Clara, the woman I mentioned earlier, once sighed to her daughter, "I eat carefully, but I still feel tired. I'm so frustrated." But after she changed the way she combined her breakfast, she called her daughter with joy in her voice. "My stomach feels lighter. I walked longer today without feeling dizzy." I want you to picture yourself, not weighed down by vague discomforts, not confused by the flood of mixed advice out there. I want you to feel in control of your health, to know what you're putting in your body, and to truly enjoy the benefits, not just read about them. No one is asking you to become a nutrition expert, but anyone can become an expert in caring for themselves. You're not weak for asking more questions, for wanting to learn more. In fact, you're strong because you dare to care, to love yourself, to want to live happier and healthier every day. And I'm here simply to remind you of that, to tell you that sometimes the smallest change can bring the biggest difference.
Maybe you're wondering, why is cow's milk suddenly a problem? Hasn't it been considered good for generations? I understand that surprise. The image of a morning glass of milk is tied to childhood memories for many Americans. But what we often overlook is that after age 50, the body isn't the same as when we were 20 or 30. Specifically, cow's milk contains casein protein and lactose.
These aren't bad substances, but when combined with anthocyanins, the main antioxidants in blueberries, the body struggles to absorb them properly. A small but noteworthy study once showed that cow's milk can reduce the body's ability to absorb antioxidants from food by 30 to 40%. That means you might eat a big bowl of blueberries, but only get less than half the benefit. This helps explain why someone like Frank, 72 years old from California, even after years of eating breakfast with blueberries and cereal, never felt noticeably healthier. He often felt bloated, forgetful, with dry skin and tired eyes. But when he switched to almond milk or oat milk, things changed. He told me with a gentle smile, "I didn't think such a small change would make me feel so awake. I don't feel sleepy mid-morning anymore, and my memory is clearer." Cow's milk isn't the enemy, but it needs to be in the right place, at the right meal, in the right combination. If you love blueberries, save cow's milk for another time. If you like blueberries in the morning, try pairing them with non-dairy yogurt, or simply eat them on their own as a light treat. Moving on from cow's milk, let's talk about something seemingly harmless: cucumber. Who doesn't like a fresh salad with crisp cucumber and plump blueberries on top? But few people know that cucumbers contain an enzyme called ascorbate oxidase, which destroys vitamin C. When you eat cucumbers with blueberries, the vitamin C you think you're getting is almost gone before your body can absorb it. I remember Linda, 80 years old from Texas. She loved eating colorful salads at lunch: spinach, cucumber, blueberries, topped with chia seeds. She thought, the more colors, the better, right? But after a while, she started bruising easily, and her wounds took longer to heal. When a nutritionist looked closely at her diet, they realized her perfect salad was low in vitamin C because the cucumber had quietly neutralized it. And finally, let's talk about pineapple. Sweet, fragrant, packed with bromelain, an enzyme that helps digest protein. Great, but only if eaten right. For people over 60, the stomach lining is thinner and its tolerance for acid drops. When you combine pineapple, which is acidic, with blueberries, another naturally sour fruit, you're pushing your stomach into acid overload. The result? Heartburn, acid reflux, or if repeated often, mild gastritis. Harold, 75, once told me he loved his morning pineapple blueberry smoothie. He said, "It made me feel energized." But then he began having issues: midday acid reflux, a dull stomachache, restless nights. After cutting the pineapple and keeping the blueberries, adding a little banana or plant-based milk instead, things improved. He laughed and told me, "Just like that, my stomach feels young again." These stories aren't meant to make you afraid every time you step into the kitchen. They're here to remind you, listen to your body. Don't let seemingly harmless habits quietly steal your health, your joy, your confidence. Sometimes one small change, one wise choice is all you need to feel like you're living with more joy, more health, and more meaning every single day.
Clara, 78 years old, lives in the suburbs of Ohio and used to believe her breakfast was the perfect model: a bowl of oatmeal, a spoon of Greek yogurt, a handful of fresh blueberries, and a few slices of ripe banana. Every time she prepared it, she smiled, thinking she was giving her body the best. But after just a few months, she started feeling unusually tired. She said, "I often felt lightheaded, restless, and had trouble sleeping at night. I just thought it was because of aging." When she got her blood sugar checked, the doctor was surprised it was higher than expected. It turned out those overly ripe banana slices were quietly pushing up her blood sugar, especially when combined with blueberries and oatmeal. When Clara cut back on bananas and swapped in a few walnuts or almonds, she said, "Just that small change made my body feel so much lighter. I no longer felt sleepy during the day, and my hands stopped trembling." Clara's story isn't a warning to give up Greek yogurt, blueberries, or bananas. It's a reminder that even so-called superfoods need to be combined mindfully. especially for people over 60 whose bodies aren't as flexible as before. Now to Roger, 82, a retired carpenter in Florida. Roger had been drinking cow's milk since childhood, but lately he often had mild sore throats, stuffy nose, and felt like his immunity was down. After reading an article about cow's milk and blueberries, he tried switching to almond milk in his morning smoothie. He said, still sounding surprised, "I didn't think such a small thing would make me feel better. My nose is clearer, fewer sore throats, and my body feels oddly cleaner." Roger also shared that he started paying more attention to what he ate, not because anyone forced him, but because he found it interesting. "I didn't think I was doing anything wrong. I've lived this long, still walk, still garden, barely on any medication. But turns out, even the smallest things can affect you. You just don't notice." Neither Clara nor Roger is a nutrition expert. They're just ordinary seniors wanting to live healthy, happy, strong enough to play with grandkids, take walks with their partner, or simply take care of themselves without becoming a burden. What they showed me, what I want to share with you, is that health doesn't just come from big decisions like exercising or getting regular checkups. It's in the small details, sometimes in how you combine a handful of blueberries, a glass of milk, a banana, and a willingness to change. Seniors are often surrounded by countless pieces of advice, and it's easy to feel overwhelmed. But start small. Don't take every reminder as criticism. See it as a chance to listen to your body. A slightly different breakfast, a smarter choice, can bring a joyful day, a lighter week, and from there, a meaningful old age. What moves me most when hearing their stories isn't that they changed their diet, but that they dared to look at themselves and ask, "What can I do better for myself?" That's the greatest strength I believe everyone has, no matter their age. And when we start from loving ourselves, from the awareness that no one is perfect, we're already halfway toward better health.
When it comes to solutions, I don't want you to picture a long list of prohibitions. I want you to imagine a warm scene. A morning in your own kitchen, sunlight streaming through the window, a tidy table with a bowl of oatmeal, a few fresh blueberries, slices of just ripe banana, lightly sprinkled with some walnuts, and a cool glass of water by the side. This isn't the meal of an athlete or someone following a strict diet. It's the meal of an older adult who loves themselves, knows what they need, and doesn't chase after flashy trends. Eating blueberries in the morning has a clear reason. Morning is when the body absorbs well, the stomach is empty, insulin works smoothly. The banana adds natural sweetness and provides potassium to support blood pressure. A few walnuts carry omega-3 to help keep the brain sharp. And oatmeal, a gentle source of fiber, aids digestion, especially important as everything in the body slows with age. One thing I want to repeat: drink enough water. It may sound boring, but I've met many seniors who say, "I don't feel thirsty, so I forget." By the time they feel thirst, their mouth is dry, their mind is tired, their limbs are weak. Drinking water doesn't just soothe the throat, it helps transport nutrients, keeps organs running smoothly, and prevents dry skin. But it doesn't stop at breakfast. I want to talk about something few people think is important: keeping a nutrition journal. You don't need anything complicated, just a small notebook, a pen near your usual seat, so after each meal, you can write a few lines. What did I eat today? How did I feel? Did I feel bloated? Did I feel a bit short of breath? Have a headache? Shoulder ache? Did I sleep well that night? I once spoke with Roger, 82 years old. He told me, "I used to scoff when my wife told me to write down those little things. Now I'm grateful." That journal helped the doctor figure out I was reacting badly to a supplement I thought was harmless. Since then, Roger no longer has sleepless nights for no reason,
no longer wakes up with puffy eyes, wondering what went wrong. What I want to emphasize, asking your doctor is not being a bother. It's not showing weakness. Asking your doctor is how you protect yourself. When you ask, does the medicine I'm taking interact with eating blueberries every day? You're opening a dialogue your doctor actually welcomes. You're showing you're proactive, that you respect your own body. I've seen many older friends, full of energy, share that just a small adjustment, cutting out one conflicting food, spacing meals better, adding a few glasses of water a day, made them feel noticeably stronger. A 76-year-old lady I know once said, "I don't want to live long just to endure. I want to live long so I can still run after my grandkids in the yard." That line has stayed with me ever since. In the end, I hope you remember this. Every small change is a message of love you send to yourself. Don't underestimate the power of a kind breakfast, of a timely glass of water, of asking your doctor a thoughtful question, or of keeping a simple journal. These are not just actions, they are ways you say, "I deserve to live healthy, to live joyfully, to live long, and to live free." And that is the most precious gift you can give yourself today.
My dear friend, I know that to sit here and listen to someone talk about health, you've probably had to overcome a lot of thoughts in your mind. Maybe doubt. Do I really need to care about this? Maybe worry. I'm listening, but will it be easy to change? Or simply curiosity? I wonder if there's something here I've never heard before. But no matter why you're here, I want to say this clearly. You are not weak for asking more questions. You are strong because you care. In life, people often say health is the greatest wealth. But strangely, most of us only start thinking about health when it begins to fade. When we reach our 60s and 70s, many face a sense of loss. The body is no longer quick, the skin no longer smooth, the memory no longer sharp. Some feel sad, some feel angry, some quietly accept it. But I want you to remember this. There is nothing shameful about admitting that you need to learn, to change, to care for yourself more. I have met many seniors who shyly told me, "I don't know who to ask. I don't want to bother anyone. I'm just afraid my kids will laugh and think I'm old and forgetful." I looked at them and said, "You're not bothering anyone. On the contrary, you are teaching your children an important lesson, the lesson of self-love. Taking care of your health is not just your personal matter, it is a gift you give to your family." If you are listening to me now, I invite you to do something simple. Leave the word "yes" in the comments. Just one word, but it carries the power of a promise that you care about your health, that you want to live joyfully, healthily, happily for many more years. And more importantly, that yes is also a way to tell others, you are not alone. We are here together, sharing, learning, and encouraging each other every day. You might be wondering, what good does one yes do? Let me tell you this story. Mrs. Eleanor, 81 years old, living in Ohio, once told me she felt lonely, especially after her husband passed away. But one day she happened to watch a video, saw the comments from viewers, saw how many people in the same situation left a yes. She said, "I realized I wasn't alone. I left a yes, and for the first time in months, I felt like someone was holding my hand." We live in an age where just one click can connect thousands of people. Don't hesitate to leave a comment, share your story, or simply subscribe to the channel. Because every small action you take not only helps you, but helps others feel comforted, encouraged, and reminded that no one walks this health journey alone. I can't promise that everything will be easy, but I can promise that every small step you take today, from paying attention to breakfast, asking your doctor more questions, writing down what your body is telling you, to sending a simple yes, will bring big changes over time. Remember, health is not just about living long, health is about living fully. It's about waking up each morning, looking out the window, and feeling you can still enjoy life. It's about walking to the garden, laughing with your partner, calling your children and hearing them tell school stories. It's about taking a deep breath and knowing you still have so much you want to experience. I'm here not to lecture, but to remind you of that. Let's build a community where everyone is reminded you matter, you deserve to be healthy, and you are never alone on this journey. If you're ready, leave a yes, subscribe to the channel, and let's together, day by day, build a life of joy, health, and happiness. You with me?